we didn't sign the lease, we find out that they were charging us like way more than we were supposed to be paying.
1, 2, 3.
Hey guys, welcome and welcome back to my channel. This video is long overdue. I finally have some good news for you guys. So we finally made the move and we moved out of state. Yay! For this video, I'm gonna tell you guys exactly why I left New York City, because we all know New York City is the big apple and a lot of people go there for opportunities, but it does not work for everybody, and these are the reasons why it didn't work for us. Also some pros of why we love New York City. So the first pro I have here on my list is that in New York City the transportation is the reliable transportation in New York City, because New York is one of the biggest cities, if not the biggest city, so it has like the most reliable metro system, which I love. So you have the trains, the buses, and you have like taxi cab, Uber. It's just like this. You can just move like this without any hesitation, without having a car. And the good thing about New York metro system is that if you like within the first 2 hours, if you pay, say you pay to take a train, and then you can use that same transfer without paying again to transfer to another train or another bus. That makes it so easy to get around and super affordable. So I love that about New York City. Also, me as a person, I like to just get up and just go somewhere, and anywhere in the city you can be connected because there is a train or a bus or something going there. The second thing on my list look at Isabella, we got her this toy for Mother's Day. On my list that was great for us is that we had our family there in New York City. So my in-law is there, Selma's family, his mom, his sister, and his dad lives in New York. Also, I had my cousin living in New York. The third pro of living in New York City is that this is one that was like making me a little bit optimistic about living there, was the fact that we had started like dance classes for Isabella. We were gonna put her in swimming and music classes before we just decided to just get up and move. So I actually had made some films of her dance classes. I just did not have the time to edit them and post them because of the move and all that was going on at the time. So, and it's pretty affordable, and also there is like tons of things to do in New York City, tons of options. I was thinking to enroll her in Russian classes where she can learn to speak fluent Russian. Another pro, this is the last one on my list, was the beautiful season. So last winter we had a beautiful winter. It was super nice. It was really nice. I was even joking with my husband that we have such a beautiful winter, we don't have to really go nowhere, because I know people would pay money to go to resort and stuff just to enjoy the season. Guys, those were the pros, and now it's time for the cons. I personally feel like the cons were way outweighed the pros, so that just was one reason why I just really wanted to leave. So the biggest con for me, New York City is just overpriced and overrated. I've been living there now, what, 3 years since I moved there with my husband, and it's nice, it's convenient, there's opportunities there, but cost of living just doesn't match, and it's just like, it's just overrated. So, you know, we're living in a single income household, just my husband working, and I'm a stay-at-home mom. I've attempted to put the baby in daycare, but when I calculate the prices that for the daycare plus the money that they're paying, because I actually went on a couple job interviews, it just did not make any sense. It was basically, I'm gonna be working to pay the daycare, and I'm like, okay, I'm not that desperate. It's better, it's really better to stay home. It's cheaper and it's better because you get to like spend the time with your kid and teach them what you want to teach them. Everything is too expensive. For you to get an apartment in New York City, you have to have, I think, 30 or 40 times the rent you must be making a year, which was like ridiculous. Like, why for you to live somewhere you have to be making, like, I'm not buying a house, I'm not mortgaging. I feel like it would be better to be mortgaging the things that they ask, the requirements for you to get an apartment. It's like you're asking the bank for a mortgage, so it's ridiculous. Luckily we had Sioma's mom and then that they helped us to co-sign on our lease, so that made it easier for us to get an apartment. And we had a little ass studio apartment that we were paying like way too much for. Second thing again, the apartment, like, we found out because we didn't want to sign the lease after our lease broke off. We didn't want to sign the lease because we had it in the back of our mind, if any opportunity arises that we could like get out of New York City or change apartment, we were going to do it. So we didn't sign the lease, right? And because we didn't sign the lease, we find out that they were charging us like way more than we were supposed to be paying, because at this apartment every year it goes up $50, right? So because we didn't sign the lease, they were charging us, say, basically $200 per month